Welcome back. We're at the home of car collector Jay Hanlon, owner of the Housatonic Railroad. It's one thing to purchase a classic car, it's another thing to restore one. That's why Jay built this workshop, so he can do nearly everything at home. Jay, you light up like a light bulb anytime we get anywhere near this vehicle. A 1929 Plymouth, why?
Well, I love unusual things, and I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I wanted to stay all Mopar in what I do. I've had a mix and match parts. I have an independent front suspension. It's a Heights. It's from a 35 Chevy, but it had to be modified to fit the Plymouth frame rails. I also built my own rear suspension. It's a 4-link rear suspension with a Halibrand quick change rear end. This is my original and stock grill shell and radiator, which I'm going to use. It's got to be reconditioned, re-chromed. So it's going to be a full fendered, full-bodied car. Just kind of a neat car to work on.
I notice you have the Halibrand wheels here.
Absolutely.
And those are hard to find.
They are. There's a little bit of the 60s in here, and I kind of like that.
So you got a little bit of the, really through the decades on this vehicle.
I do.
Which leads us to the next big deal, which is the motor.
Yes. This is a 1956 392 Hemi, and as you can see, there's a few goodies on it.
Tell us about the goodies.
It's all different. A friend of mine was making valve covers out in Arizona, Mike McLeod. These are his valve covers. It has a 8V71 blower on it, and it has the old Top Fuel high-rise intake manifold and kind of all the goodies that are available.
Now let's talk of the rarity. How did you find it? Because they are difficult to come across.
They are. I actually found 2 392s locally within 10 miles of this area.
How did you find it, though? Did you find ads in the paper? I mean, did
I
word get out?
Know a lot of people. I talk to people, and I'll kind of put the word out. I'm looking for something, and usually I get lucky.
Now, you have a workshop, and I'll bet you this is your heaven. How did you prepare for the workshop? What did you get for what type of equipment did you want?
Well, I have a lot of metalworking equipment, machine tools. I have full welding capability, and I have a full sheet metal shop. And I also have a pretty extensive wood shop, but I don't keep that wood shop set up because I don't do that much woodwork. To rebuild this 1929 Plymouth, Jay has to take parts from other cars and rework them to fit his restoration. So I had to manufacture my own adapter. I had to make my own push rod to a custom length to fit the master cylinder. And I had to make an adapter washer and a special nut that has a boss on it to match the frame of the 55 Dodge. You put it all together and you have power brakes for your 1955 Dodge. I pretty much can make everything.
And you do?
Yes.
And Jay's had to create a new oil pan to fit this Hemi engine.
So I'm going to have to cut the sides out of it and change the whole configuration of this. And this is yellow cad plated, and I'm going to do it in a more of a silver color. So this will be another project for me for the 29 Plymouth.
Now, to put together a package like this, what are we talking in terms of price?
You were in the range of $25,000, $30,000 all in, fully completed.
How long do you anticipate this is going to take?
I would guesstimate I got another 2 years worth of work on it to bring it to full completion.
So this is your dream hot rod?
It is.
Jay's also had good luck finding some vintage memorabilia. You know, Jay, I love memorabilia, and I'm certainly not going to leave your facility here without talking about at least one piece. Where did you get this railroad crossing sign?
Well, when I acquired the railroad, through different periods of times, we bought massive amounts of track materials and old places, and we cleaned out old buildings, and one of the things that I found was this.
Now, okay, now you're saying it's from, what, the 1890s?
Yeah, approximately 1890.
And this was something that they may have actually made custom for this area?
Yes, different railroads use different signs, and I have seen old pictures on the Housatonic Railroad that shows this particular style of sign.
Now, will you keep it the way it is, or will you restore this?
Oh, I'll keep it just the way it is. This is how I found it, and this is how it'll stay.
Now, I notice you have a hole here. Is this, what is this? Is this?
Well, I think that's the one bullet hole in this sign.
So you think maybe, just maybe, we had some robbers there at the turn of the century trying to rob this train?
We might have.
Now that we've seen some of Jay Hanlon's car collection, we'll turn our attention to some of his more exotic collection when we return.
I wanted a big mower.
Tired of waiting for delivery of your classic car parts? You need NPD. National Parts Depot continues to be the nation's leading source for quality restoration parts and supplies for Ford, Truck, Mustang, Camaro, Chevelle, and Firebird. With 4 strategically located superstores, you'll find everything you need shipped to your door within 1 to 3 business days. For your free catalog, visit NPD online or call toll-free. Don't be the last guy on the block to get your ride rolling. NPD takes the frustration out of restoration.
Find out what's happening. Get up-to-date information as I travel throughout New England and beyond. To get exclusive information and behind-the-scenes photos, join me on Facebook.
Eggy Machine Company provides vintage domestic engine components for the nostalgic automotive enthusiast. We manufacture our pistons in Southern California with old-school craftsmanship and modern technology. Visit eggy.com. Ron's Auto Restoration and Sales, professional Corvette restores for 25 years, specializing in early and mid-year Corvettes with mechanical and cosmetic upgrades for all years right up to the new C6. Call us at 800-524-6195 for all your Corvette needs.
Find out more about Cruisin New England Productions, our television show, car show series, and magazine. Visit our website at www.cruisennewengland.com.
The Lars Anderson Auto Museum in Brookline, Massachusetts is the oldest car museum in New England. Open year-round, the museum hosts lawn events, lectures, and a variety of exhibits. Visit larsanderson.org.
The best mobile DJ entertainment for your next event. GaryJamesShow.com or 800-726-4216. Gary James Show from WMEX. Cruisin New England Productions advertising and sponsorship opportunities. Cruisin New England magazine has been updating auto enthusiasts with event information and special features for over 15 years. Cruisin New England, the Fun Car Show series includes the Elite Dream Machines at Mohegan Sun, the All Wheels Nationals on Cape Cod, the Super Wheel Showdown on City Hall Plaza, Boston, and the Spooktacular Cruisin Classic. Cruisin New England with Paul Manette on Nesson showcases magnificent collections of automobiles, memorabilia, collectibles, cruise night, and car show segments. For more information, call 508-428-8055.
We're back with railroad owner Jay Hanlon and his collection of classic cars and tractors.
So you've driven a lot of stuff here today, Paul. Is there anything else in the building you'd like to drive?
It's not a hard decision. It's that Case 1030 right over there. Jay, I never wanted to be a farmer, but I'm willing to take a shot at driving this tractor. Okay, what do we do?
Pretty simple controls. Clutch, brake, shifter. We have a range selector. We're in start. Turn the key. Push this button.
I'm pushing it. And I'm still... There we go. Sounds pretty good. Little gas. Put it in gear.
Yep.
And how about we lift this up here all the way?
And just come out easy on the clutch because it'll...
A little bit easy on the clutch. And I guess we're pretty much off and ready to rock and roll. I'm driving a tractor. It's not as easy as I thought it was going to be.
That's a 1963, and that was the last year that particular hood style was used.
So these tractors actually represent 3 decades of tractors.
They do. I actually use all of them, and they're Farmall Cubs built by International, and I have various models and configurations of them. And they're just kind of a cool old tractor. They're about 9.5 horsepower. And they'll pull a single bottom plow. They'll do all kinds of little farm work in a half-acre garden. So,
and they're pretty easy to work on too, aren't they?
They're very easy to work on. I mean, you'll see some flaking paint and a little bit of rust, but they are as they were built.
Well, see, that's exactly why I like this collection, because they're in use. You use these. I do notice that you have a lot of unfinished projects.
I do.
You know, and I think probably do you go out and if you see something you like and maybe at a later date you'll grab it? How many projects do you have out there?
I would guesstimate probably about 30.
30 projects.
And it's fun to go out and hunt. It's also fun to hunt for the parts. And the parts might take years and years and years. So I have a philosophy, and I'll get to what I can get to in my lifetime, and I'll do what I enjoy.
But it's fun just knowing that those projects are waiting for you, isn't it?
Absolutely. And it's kind of fun to be able to go from one to the other and not really have to get one down to the actual deadline.
All right, Jay, this is what I've been waiting for, the Snowcat. I can't wait to drive this. I saw you yesterday drive it, and I want to see if I can get it up that fast. See what we can do here behind the wheel. All right, so what do we have? A simple 3-speed in here?
Simple 3-speed.
3-speed. We got to turn that key, and what do you have? A push button here.
Push button to start.
How fast can we get this thing rolling?
About 20.
All right, 20. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get it started. There we go. Purrs like a kitten. 3-speed. Are you ready to rock? I'm ready. Now, why don't you tell me about the Snowcat?
Tucker developed the Snowcat after World War II, and it was really to service the ski areas. And it's built a lot like an airplane. It's an aluminum body with a light tube frame. It exerts a half a pound of ground pressure, so it's actually lighter on the snow than a man on skis.
Because of the way the wheels are. Can you tell me about the wheels?
It's they call them pontoons, which is just a fiberglass part, which was quite early use of fiberglass, and it has a metal track that runs around the fiberglass pontoon. It's really quite clever.
Now, can this be flown by one person, or does you need two?
It can be flown by one, but most of the time you fly with two.
And actually, the team that's put in here is a 5-member team for reconnaissance?
Yes. This is basically all your engine controls, and these are all your flight instruments. You have anti-torque pedals, which control the pitch on the tail rotor. That's what allows the helicopter to rotate around. You have the cyclic, which controls your pitch. And you have the collective, which controls the pitch on your main rotor blade. So as you take off, you come up on the collective. And when you fly, it has hydraulically boosted controls, so you have to rest your hand on your knee, and your control movements are just very little gentle finger movements. And that's how you fly a helicopter.
Tell me something that you'd like to get a hold of right away.
I have a 14 horsepower marine steam engine, and I'd love to find a wooden hull that I could put my steam engine in.
A wooden
hull, and I'd like to go up and do the Erie Canal with a steam-powered boat.
So now it's trains, planes, automobiles, and now boats.
It all ties together.
That's it for this week's show with Jay Hanlon's collections of planes, trains,